everybody, and welcome to an unboxing video. Here is the box, and here are my hands. I'm just gonna be off camera for this. You're only gonna see my hands. If you're into hands, you're gonna love this. If you're into stuff in boxes, you're gonna love it even more. Hope that's okay. I don't know how to do these. This is the box, okay? I've already opened the box a tiny bit because this is the whole thing with a lot of these unboxing videos. They've actually prepped the box in advance because, you know, so what I've done is I've peeked inside the box to make sure all the contents are there and any invoices or anything private or personal or sensitive has already been removed from the box. I've even made sure to like tape it up in such a way that there's nothing revealing because but also, you know, making videos for the internet's fun, so you kind of have to find somewhere in between. But yeah, let's just have a look at what we got here. All right, so first of all, we got ourselves this little guy, and you're wondering, what is this? Well, that's a Kirby. Look at that guy. I got him on a website called Sendico, and what I think he costs like, I don't know, less than €1. And this is Kirby's paint ability, but he also has roller skates. I didn't know this ability existed in Kirby Superstar for years, and it's super hard to get this copy ability. But what it is, I think you fight two different bosses. You can get it. It's from a paintball. I think you get it from the Heavy Lobster mech and from the chameleon that's in the Great Cave Offensive. But yeah, I thought this figure was super cute, and the plan is to put it in among one of my flower pots, just in one of the planters, just to keep the plant company. But anyway, what ended up happening was with Sendico, that's a proxy site that you can use to bid on your behalf for Japanese websites like Yahoo Auctions and a couple of other bidding websites. But what happened was, there was a few bits and pieces I wanted, so I just kind of gathered them all and had them shipped in the one box. But I decided to get the original Donkey Kong Game & Watch. This thing costs about €50, and there's no real scratches on the top, which is super good. And this thing is nearly 40 years old, right? So yeah, like, it's looking pretty good. And then on the back, it has the serial code. The serial code is very important, as is the battery cover. Of course, there's no batteries in it now, but I'll test it out later on. I'm really happy with this. I have the second one already, but I just don't have the original one. And it's kind of one of those things where, like, oh, I'll add it to my collection at some point, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I just found a good one online for a good price, so I just thought, okay, why not? The thing is, this isn't really why I was getting doing the unboxing, or this was kind of just more the extras, right? I'm gonna put these over to the side over here. I'm not sure if you guys have seen my collection video that I made last summer, but I'm super into collecting game guide books, and I kind of hit a bit of a holy grail with a couple of them. I think there's about 4 or 5 here, and yeah, here's the stack. They're all pretty well bubble wrapped. I should be able to, I had to check on these earlier on. They should open up easy enough now. There we go. Okay. So, this is the company, the publisher, Ape. And back in the 90s, they did game guides for Nintendo games. They would have done the NES or the Famicom. They did the Super Nintendo or Super Famicom, and the Game Boy. And so this is Zelda Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. And this thing costs like, okay, yeah, look, it's even got the original price here from Book Off, which is a secondhand bookshop. And that is, it's about less than €10 anyway. And you can see down here, yeah, it was published in 1993. So this is a pretty old book. Like, what's it now, 2021? So yeah, this book's 28 years old. And it's in really good condition. It still has, what are these called again? I can't remember. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I was super happy to get this. I love Zelda's Link's Awakening. It's one of my favorite Zelda games. Let's just have a quick look at this here. I know down here you can see a certain somebody, but we'll please be patient. But what I love about these 8 books, right, is that they have a lot of really interesting art direction inside them, where it's not just like your generic, I guess, guidebook. And like it will have, you know, your map layouts and all that, right? But what they do as well is, because they work closely with Nintendo, they actually source a lot of the official artwork that would have been made by the staff internally. And so it's this kind of third party, second party kind of collaboration. And I think they are with Shigesato Itoi, who created the Mother series. I believe this is his publishing company as well. I keep forgetting Yoshi's in this game. There's so many different like Nintendo characters, like Kirby's in this game as well. It's really something. Look, check out the fairy there. Like, why is she so detailed compared to like the acorn? Like, what's going on? But yeah, also, yeah, I just wanted to say, like, once upon a time, Link did just look like this. Like, he was just, yeah, not wearing pants. And he's not even wearing tights there, I'm pretty sure. Like, he's just, like, the air is breezing through his legs right there. And I'm sure he's having a great time. But yeah, look at that. Isn't that so cool? Like, look how atmospheric that is. Like, at one point, this is what Zelda was meant to be. Like, the Zelda games kind of had this, you know, just this little kid going through a dungeon. And I know the games kind of have that now, but like at one point they had promotional art to try and interpret, you know, that this was meant to be that, but that doesn't look as exciting. I love that there's this one dude that turns into a tanuki, and they got the witch down there. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see if there's any other bits of artwork. Oh, isn't that so lovely? Link's so cool. Oh, look at his little faces down here as well. Oh, wow. Okay, so we got the bosses down there. I think they're all the mini bosses from what I remember. I don't know if they're the final bosses. Could be wrong. There's Marin. Very good. Now, see these little highlight markers? I think because this book is secondhand, some dude in Japan was writing little notes for himself. Look at that. That wasn't in the item description. That's really strange, actually, because usually when you get something from Japan, they're very, very strict about it being in as good as new, perfect condition. That's the first time I've seen that. Like, it's not really like a problem or anything. I just find that's really interesting because, like, obviously this book's gonna have history. It's nearly 30 years old. Got Link swimming up there. That's super cool. What else we got? Yeah, okay, here we go. Data file. Now we're getting into it. Oh, we got like individual charts for all the enemies in this. Wow. Look, see, look, there's a Goomba. You got the Shy Guy down there. Got a Boo. Well, debatably that could be a Boo. Let's see if the Kirby is here. There he is. There he is. Like, try not to swear this video, but like, that's the guy. Another side. Yeah, look, they're the bosses. Yeah. Yeah, look, so you got some artwork. You got a profile here on a hip-hop group for some reason. Got some really funny behind-the-scenes photos. Is that Eiji Aonuma? Is it? It might. Could be. Is there going to be a staff photo? Yeah, okay, so we've got the staff role, but have we got the staff photo? Hell yeah. You always have to have a staff photo in these books. So you got Miyamoto. This is back when he used to wear like a shirt and tie. You got Takashi Tezuka, who's kind of since gone off doing all the 2D platformer games. He kind of does the Yoshi games now. You got Totaka, who's famous for the Totaka song. We even got like a little bit of manuscript here and everything. Wow, that's great. But yeah, oh, and so what happens as well, and this is kind of what kind of got me looking, is that these are some of the other books in the compendium, and I own a few of these already. This one I'm on the lookout for because it looks very fascinating. It's just on Super Mario USA, which I think was Super Mario The Lost Levels over here, I believe. There's a Fire Emblem one, but I'm not super into the Fire Emblem games on the Super Nintendo. It wasn't really until the Game Boy Advance that I got into Fire Emblem. I own this one as well. The Mario Paint one is a bit of a curiosity, as is the Star Fox one. But there's way more part of that compendium. This is the kind of thing with me with collecting. There's no rush with this. I could take my time. So yeah, this King DDD was being teased earlier on, and yeah, I've got 2 Kirby books here actually. But let's just start with this one first. So this is Kirbys Adventure, which is the second Kirby game, I believe. This was one of the later games on the NES, on the on the the NES or Famicom. Got a super nice dust strike. I love that that's like a model that they photographed on a set, and then that's the cover art. That's amazing. Whoa, look at this. Look at that little guy. Isn't that amazing? Look, check out Wispy Woods. You got King DDD over here. That's so cool. Come on. And like these days when, like, I'm pretty sure they don't do instruction manuals or guidebooks anymore, because people just go on like GameFAQs or, you know, GameSpot or whatever and just watch or what, you know, they'll watch YouTube walkthroughs or that kind of thing. Like I know game manual or game guides aren't really a thing anymore, but they were such a big deal at one point because this was the only way to get like external information on a game. The Kirby games are fairly simple. Like they are easy to beat, but to complete a Kirby game 100%, especially with this one, which I'll get to, but like completing a Kirby game 100% is fairly tricky because a lot of the bits and pieces are very well hidden. Look, so some of these are the bosses. Like you've got King Day, you've got Wispy Woods, you got Krakow. Oh yeah, and the Sun and the Moon, who are such a cool idea for a boss battle. Oh wow, look at this. Like, look how cool that is. And look, it's got the vegetable value. I really like when they mix up the Japanese and the English just to kind of give it a bit of a flair. It works so well. So yeah, you've got all the level layouts and you got this like cute little artwork for the enemies and where they're placed. Ice Cream Island, look at that. So that's Kirby when he has the ice or the snow ability. Wow, and these are some kind of hired goons, and he is in the game, Meta Knight, but I don't think he's called Meta Knight in the game. I think it was kind of before they'd kind of figured out that character fully. There you got Kirby with the parasol. It's always iconic. Yeah, wow. I don't know. I like owning these. I really like owning this stuff. Like this guy Chili. I really like Chili. He looks kind of like a ghost here. He's meant to be a snowman. Wow. That's brilliant. Look at that grape garden. He's having a little snooze. That's a cool guy. Yogurt Yard. Look at Rock Kirby there. God, he's so good. Wow. Sorry, I'm very, very excited about this. This is brilliant. Let's see what else we got. This lion guy. God, I forgot about him. Look at him, lovely fella. He's so good. So that's kind of post-secret ending. There we go. There's the staff. So we've got the late Iwata there at the back, and we've got the creator of Kirby in the middle, in the front. That's Masahiro Sakurai. I think he's about like 21 years old in that photo, I'd say. He was super young. Actually, and that's the final boss. I think his name is Nightmare. He's just like this really non-Dreamland looking dude. And then that's from one of the mini games where it's like a quick draw game. And I own a badge of that as well because that's Kirby, but he's the sheriff. And I just thought that was very funny. Ooh, so I'm going to get rid of this sellotape. Oh, God. Yeah, just little interviews with them. God, look how cool Sakurai looks. Like, he's aged like a fine wine. I love watching Smash Directs, and you have the bit at the end where it's Sakurai announcing the new character and talking about it. Oh, that's so cool. They've got little artwork for Kirby. Let's see. Okay, so there's Miyamoto, and that's how Miyamoto draws Kirby. That's so cool. Hell yeah. So then we got Kirbys Dreamland 2, which is a Game Boy game, and you play as Kirby, but you have 3 animal buddies. You've got Kind the fish, Rick the hamster, and Coo the owl. And this is another one of those games where it's super easy to beat the main storyline. Oh, we got some Koro comic Kirby. Brilliant. I think they're going to be being translated into English super soon. I'll probably pick up a few volumes of it. But this is one of those games where it's fairly simple to beat it, but then to 100% complete it, there's a lot of very specific things you need to do and power combinations. Oh, look at DDD here. Wow. So I assume this is like setting up the storyline. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because DDD's been possessed. Because that's the actual final boss of Kirbys Dreamland 2. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's brilliant. Okay, so I guess they had to take photographs of Game Boy screens, but they're not like super high res, but they have like this like RGB split. Like you can really see it on these guys here. But I guess that's like the best they had at the time. I think that would not pass like a QC pass on a book these days. But oh, and here's like the prototype for GUI who ended up being Kirbys Dreamland 3. Not a fan of GUI. GUI sucks. But Rick the hamster does not suck. Rick the hamster is amazing. But yeah, I think like this is a fairly basic Kirby game. And there's not much to the levels, but I think the final 2 worlds, there's a bit of a challenge to them, and there's a bit of kind of like spatial awareness puzzle solving, which is always kind of fun in a Kirby game. Oh wow, look at that. They always have to have a bit where like, or like some sort of gag with Kirby fishing, but you know, oh, he's fishing, but not quite. Oh dear, that's so cool. What else we got? So I'm just skipping through all of these, but like, there you go. If you ever wanted to know, well, like I guess eventually Kirby did get a circus power up in one of the 3DS games, but yeah, at one point that was always like on the table, and Rick's just the rolling ball. That's brilliant. I really like the animal buddies. I think they're super fun, and I'd love to see them come back again in another form. I can't remember. Did they come back in the Switch game? I kind of fell off the Switch game after I beat the story. Like it did get a lot of DLC, but I kind of checked out at that point. I might revisit that Switch game in a few years, but it was the kind of thing where I played the Switch game and nothing really grabbed my attention on it. I really hope there is another Kirby game in the works, because there usually is. They do a Kirby game every 2 or 3 years. That's really good. Have we got any extras at the end? Let's see. Okay, we got some really nice artwork there. That's brilliant. And that's the final boss there. Look how like non-Dreamland that final boss looks too. Like it's just clearly from another dimension or another entity. I don't know. Have you got anything else? Got a few bits on that boss battle. And then we got a promotion here for the comic. Is he eating a CD-ROM? No, is he? Yeah, he is. Look, it's a promotion for a CD-ROM. Okay, cool. And yeah, there we go. Wow, that's lovely. Oh, that's just like really interesting artwork. What is that? Like, why? What are you doing, Kirby? You can see down here, like this would have been about 700 yen, which is roughly like €5. But I would have got this secondhand for about a tenner. So like, if you do look around, you can find these things, and they're fairly valuable, but sometimes to a certain seller they're not. So I'll usually wait for a good deal, because I'm absolutely very shameful with my deal collecting and never paying full price because I'm so stingy. All right, so we got 2 Super Nintendo games here. Obviously Super Donkey Kong, we leave that to last because that's a big book. All right, but let's start with Super Metroid. I'm gonna cover up Donkey Kong for the moment. Hope that's okay, DK. All right, so Super Metroid. I replayed this again earlier this year, and I'm super excited to play Metroid Dread. Oh my god. I'm going to replay Metroid Fusion in anticipation of playing Dread. I've got a whole plan laid out. I kind of have mixed feelings on this game now, honestly. I think the start of this game is super good. It's super... Wow, hold on. You've got stickers on a fold-out map? Because, yeah, I guess, like, this is all one intricate location, so they gotta be detailed with this. Wow, look at this. It's a whole map here, and I assume the stickers are there so that you can, like, you know, leave little notes for yourself. But whoever owned this previously never used the stickers, so that's very kind of them. This is really well taken care of. And then you've got this super amazing artwork. So you got Samus in her Varia suit. Is that the Varia suit? And then how she looks underneath, and she's like 6 feet tall. She's shredded. Like I would not want to fight Samus. I would run. Oh wow, look at that. You're telling me. Anyway, I think the opening half of this game is absolutely fantastic. Then you get to this underwater area called Meridia, and it's incredibly tedious, and it really sucks the momentum out of this game. Oh, it's going into her past here with the Chozo. That's so cool. Wow, look at that. Like, in this version of Samus isn't really seen anymore. Like, they really push that she's just in the suit of armor, and you never really get to see the person underneath. But like, and like I guess I do like the mystery of all that, but like she's just a very strong woman underneath, and like what's going on there? Like she's real into like saving planets, but also destroying them if it needs to be. She's a complicated person. So that's the wall bouncing, which is a technique the game doesn't really tell you in the instructions, but I guess in the guide they're kind of giving you a heads up about these secret techniques that you can do. Yeah, look, you've got the run here, but the run has a few extra flares to it as well. That's brilliant. I assume that's the Shine Spark. Is that what it's called? It's the ability you get in the later half of the game anyway, where you can just shred through enemies. You got the grappling beam there. Yeah, oh, so this is the one where you run and then you stop and you crouch and then you jump out, and you could just cover a long distance. But so many Metroidvania games like Hollow Knight and all of them use abilities like this now, and you can use them earlier on in the game to kind of skip large sections of of certain areas or to sequence break it. Yeah, so in this she goes to planet Zebes, which is also where she went. Oh wow, look at that. And this is where she also went in the original Metroid, and you get to revisit some of the locations. You get to visit where you fought Mother Brain. And when you start off in Zebes, it's really uninhabited. But the more you play, the more creatures start kind of crawling out of the caves. That gave me chills as a kid. You got ourselves a little mini Kraid down here. Look at that little guy. Keeping it real. And then you get the kind of bigger reveal. You've got the Super Kraid. Oh, I love Kraid's design. That's so cool. So glad Kraid came back as well in Smash Bros. Melee for that stage. Oh, so good. And the music is amazing too. Wow. This is the lava area of the game. I think this is where you fight Crocmire. Yeah, there. Crocomire. Brilliant. And by the way, everyone, I'm super sorry if I'm like bumping into the mount that the camera is attached to. Never done an unboxing before, and I'm also very excited about these books. I can't stress how excited I am. Very flustered. I don't know. I'm kind of I'm honestly speechless. Like, look at Fantoon here. This is a ghost. You fight a ghost in this game. It's ridiculous. Oh, I just remembered. This is called, this thing here, the banner on it, that's called an obi. So you got the obi, the dust jacket, and then the book within. I knew the name somehow. It just slipped my mind. But yeah, it's called an obi. I'm going to put these books over here in a neat little stack. There we go. Okay, so this is just a picture of a jellyfish, but like a very pixelated picture, which I assume is supposed to be them trying to evoke the Metroid, which, sure, they're really going for something with this book, and with this guide. And you know what? It's working. There's Dragon. Dragon's a cool boss because you can fight this boss using kind of like two or three different methods. My favorite one is that you use the grappling beam and you electrocute yourself to this exposed electric wire, and the electricity current travels through you into Dragon as you're being attacked here in this image. I always thought that was super cool. I really like when you have a boss battle and there's more than one way to defeat the boss. So there's the actual Metroid of Metroid. I know as a kid you think that this is Metroid, but that's Samus Aran, and she hunts down Metroids. You know, it's like how everyone thinks that boy in the Zelda game is called Zelda. That's Link. But you know, as a kid, you don't know. So here's the Mother Brain that you fight, and then you get this big reveal that you have to keep fighting Mother Brain. Oh, it's so badass. I wasn't gonna swear, just did a bad word. I'm so sorry, everyone. This is not a all ages unboxing. I'm so sorry. But this is just what happens when you get excited by video games. You use bad language. It's time to clean house. Sure. Oh, brilliant. Oh, look at this. You got fun little artwork and you've got the space pirates and everything. That's so good. Did she draw them? Who are you? You're very good. This is all in Japanese. I can't read it. Sam's doing her morph ball and clearing a gap. Very good. Oh, wow. Oh, look, there's, I assume, Kraid or Ridley grabbing and smushing Samus. There's Samus and she's doing her laundry. That's very cute. That's so, like, that's Samus Aran. Like, that, there she is. I really hope in Metroid Dread there's a bit of her human side. Because, like, she is a human and she's got a sense of right and wrong to her, which I really appreciate. Who's she? Is she, like, a model that they use as reference, I wonder? I really like how some of the Nintendo staff wear these white lab jackets to give themselves, like, to have this, like, sense of, like, seriousness to them, even though they're just making video games. But I guess to them, they were a research and development and they were trying to make, like, the most accessible and charming video games as possible. But yeah, that's super cool. Super Metroid is a game that I really enjoyed up to a certain point, and then the game is fine. But overall, it's a good game. It's a Metroidvania made by the Metroid team, but Metroidvanias are kind of in this weird space right now where some of the games that were made by independent developers are better than the source. But Super Metroid is good, but I'm actually a bigger fan of Metroid Fusion, and some people do not like that game, but I think it's amazing. But that's enough about Metroid. Okay. We got Super Donkey Kong, which is Donkey Kong Country. That's just what they called it. And this is the last book. Okay. Sorry, I'm holding it upside down because I'm too excited. This one got me really hyped because this is a highly rendered image of Donkey Kong from 1993, 1994. And the only time you got these were in video game magazines. These were kind of high-res promo art sent out. Kind of hard to come across them on the internet. But from what I saw in the description of this book, yeah, look, there's Diddy. Absolutely fantastic. I really love how they do the design with the arms, that it's just a sleeve that kind of turns into this, like, tapered cuff. That hand is super creepy. Look how creepy their hands are. Because they just, yeah, like, oh my God. But there was some high-res art in this book that really got me excited. So yeah, Super Donkey Kong. Can I just rest it? I can rest it on the box. Excellent. Because this book's kind of got a bit of weight to it. There's a bit of, you know, DK's a heavy guy. Oh, wow, look at that. So that's Rambi trapped in the crate. Wow, look at that. Donkey and Diddy's action. You got the jump, you got the run, swing, roll, swim, throw barrels, hand slap, touch. Sure. I think that's used to unlock a few secrets in the ground. Look at that face. That is amazing. And then, is that the best frame they had for his rolling animation? Like, Diddy's cartwheel kind of has a nice enough silhouette, but, like, sure. Here we go. We got the badges. Because you got to remember, like, this is 90s UK rare. So you got some Kremlings over here on one side. You got this dude here with very, very intense looking nipples. You got this dude that, you know, I'm sure he's doing great. Way better than whatever this guy is. You got the you've got the basic enemy here, Critter. You got King K. Rool up here, and he's doing like a weird tee-hee-hee. What's he doing? You got Manky Kong, who is an orangutan. He's part of the orangutan gang. And when they introduced Lanky Kong in Donkey Kong 64, my like 10-year-old brain exploded because I was like, but he looks like a Manky Kong and his name is Lanky Kong. Is he like a bad guy turned good guy? Yeah, because the DK lore is as deep as you want it to be, and there's a lot of YouTube fan videos and theories about Donkey Kong, and I've watched them all, and you know what? They might be onto something, just saying. Oh, I love this one. I really liked Winky the Frog as an animal buddy. I don't think Winky ever came back, but he was super cool. You got DK on a barrel there, which looks like he's just like thumping his chest while on a barrel. God, this is so strange. So like, I guess it's because there's a layer on top of, but when you play the underwater levels, there's so much atmosphere, and I guess it's the music as well. But when you just see it all laid out like this, it's kind of just like, yeah, there you go. You know, it's just it's just an underwater level. But like, they were so like impactful as a kid. Oh wow, look at that. That's brilliant. I love a frog that can do a good croak. That's good. That's good stuff. Big fan of frogs. I'm sure people who are watching this video are aware of my interest in frogs, but also monkeys. I think that's why I like the combination of Donkey Kong and Winky the Frog so much, because it's just two very good animals collaborating on a fantastic adventure. There's Diddy. That's some great personality right there. And like, I really need to stress, like, back then, like, you wouldn't get a lot of personality out of video game characters. So to see that kind of look in a video game character, you didn't really get that, because most of the time they'd just be kind of looking 3/4 front with this weird dumb smile on them. Oh my god, look at that. That's amazing. You've got the treetop town. Yeah, you got treetop town in the background. That's so good. Yeah, like, this is the stuff that's really just setting me off. Like, that's amazing. Gorilla Glacier. Wow. Like, look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Like, these images must have taken like a whole weekend to render, maybe even longer. Like, and like, they're really, really good quality. That's so good. And like, before this, DK didn't look like this. DK had a completely different look. I've actually gotten super into collecting vintage Donkey Kong stuff from the 80s. Donkey Kong looked completely different to how he looks now. But this is the kind of design that was outsourced and from Rare, and it ended up sticking, and then kind of became part of his canonical design back in Japan. Because I know this was made at the same time as Donkey Kong 94 for the Game Boy, and that version of Donkey Kong is more or less gone at this point. There's, what's his name, Squawks? Squawks is one of the few animal buddies, as well as Rambi, that sort of made the transition to the more recent HD games. That, no, like, look how atmospheric that is. Like, look how spooky that is. Just two Kongs in a mine, and they're not sure what's going to happen next. And I'm pretty sure I know what that level is. Yeah, it's the elevator antics level. But with that, there's a lot of leaps of faith. And you're not sure what's up ahead. Wow. I'm sorry. Look at this. Absolutely perfect. Like that is just peak performance right there. Fantastic. Oh, wow. I love Donkey Kong so much. Like, yeah. Look at that. Look at that little guy. God, dude, he's so good. He's a great lad. I think now his design's changed a little bit. Like, he has a little yellow star on his shirt. Can't see what the logo is on his cap. It changes. At one point it was Rare, but they've since changed it to the Nintendo logo, as, you know, the ownership has switched over, I guess. Tanked Up Trouble. God, I love all the rhyming and the level names. Yeah, like Manic Mincers. That's brilliant. All right, mate, what's going on here? What? You what, mate? You what? Sorry, I always think of Donkey Kong with a British accent. Once again, look how creepy that hand is. Like, hands are so hard to, like, draw or model or pose. Like, it's a very, very specific skill to be able to, like, do, like, not necessarily realistic hands, but, like, not uncanny looking hands. And those are some uncanny looking mitts, DK. I don't know about that. But I guess that's part of the charm. That is so cute. Look at them. They're just so great. Let's see. I really, really love the original Donkey Kong Country, the original one. I think it's just because, like, I love their friendship, and, like, Donkey Kong's only playable in the first Donkey Kong Country of the SNES trilogy. Like, Diddy is playable in the first and second one. But I just really like the simplicity of the original game. There's just such a sweet charm to it. Oh, here we go. So we got the bosses. I think the weakest part of the Donkey Kong Country games is probably the bosses. Like you've got Ryu's there and you've got Ryu's there. Queen Bee's an interesting boss. This just like shakes out basic enemies until it just gives up. But you know what? To be fair, the final battle against King K. Rool is very good. And in my opinion, I think it's better than the final battle against Bowser in Super Mario World, where he's in the clown copter, which I always as a kid found super underwhelming. But I do think the King K. Rool boss battle at the end of Country is like really something special. That's amazing. Look at that. Yeah, I forgot about Cranky Kong. People kind of debate whether he's DK's uncle or grandfather or like direct father, because the Kong lineage is just all over the place. Oh, wow, look at that. Just a great bunch of lads. Got the making of. Okay, so this is another thing you get with these books sometimes. So like you'll get staff photographs, but sometimes you do get making of and behind the scenes photos. Like, look at that. So there you go. So that's the wireframe version of DK, and then that's the export of him with the texturing on top and a bit of lighting. And you can see there that there's the wire. So that's your basic skeleton that they would have done the animation on. And then that's the wireframe model on top. And then that's the rendering of the model. That's amazing. And there's a bit of rendering there of one of the backgrounds. That's so good. No, honestly, thumbs up. Good book. But yeah, let me just slide that in. But yeah, I've got some very special books here, and they're very specific books as well. So hopefully you, as a dear viewer, enjoyed looking at these books. This was a lot of fun. I'd like to do another unboxing video again soon. This was only meant to be like 10 minutes long, but it's ended up being like half an hour long. So hopefully this was a video that you kind of just stuck on in the background while you were doing something else. I hope this was just, you know, a chill time for you, because it wasn't for me. It was very, very exciting. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm just going to play with my Kirby toy. Is that okay? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And I don't know how to end this video. I hope this video wasn't a complete disaster. I hope you got something out of it, because I certainly did. I got a bunch of weird Nintendo stuff that I, as an adult man, get very excited about. And I hope you are doing okay and you're reminding yourself. And I'm going to stop talking now because I'm getting too serious, because it's video games. And video games are the most important thing in the world, aside from, like, honestly anything else. It's just video games. I don't know. See, this is what happens when we end a podcast. We can just like fade in the music. Maybe I'll like just fade in some music. How's that sound? Okay, thank you so much. These are my hands once again. Look at my hands. I hope you enjoyed what I did with them. Okay, goodbye.